Hello guys, and welcome to the last episode of My Crypto World for 2020. This is kind of going to just be a recap video, and I'm going to offer some thoughts about 2020 and tell you about some of the things that I did. A lot of the stuff that went on I didn't get to document and share on YouTube, but it's easy to say that 2020 was a very difficult year for a lot of people. COVID-19 just kind of messed a lot of things up. We had a lot of people who have been affected by it, not only financially but health-wise. They've lost loved ones and things like that. As most of you probably know, my wife and I, we both had COVID-19 back in October. We was able to get through it fairly easy. I mean, there was some difficulties, but overall it wasn't too bad for me. My wife suffered maybe a little bit more. She had headaches that lingered for probably a month, maybe 2 months after she was over COVID-19. She used to have random headaches, which was kind of weird, which is one of the things, one of the symptoms of it. You get a drink of pop. But we didn't get to do any events in 2020, which made it difficult for us. We had some things lined up, but when COVID-19 hit, all those events were canceled. A local show that we really like to do is the Harlan Haunt Fest. We didn't get to do that this year. Hopefully in 2021 we'll get to do it. It's at this time we really don't know what 2021 holds for everybody. But I wanted to take the time today, because it's the last day of the year, and I wanted to do a video and just talk to you about some of the things that went on in 2020 on our perspective for research. I did get out in the field quite a bit this year. I changed up some of my techniques as far as in my Bigfoot area. I pulled out all my cameras, which I will be putting those back at some point. And I've tried a just gifting technique to see if I can get any interaction that way. So far, I've had some of my gifts that I left food-wise that's been taken, but of course I don't know what took them. Because I have no camera there. It could have been just a squirrel, for all I know. But I heard a dog bark. But anyways, I didn't get to go out as much as I wanted to this year. I did film some for the Almost Live Season 3, which has got some pretty good stuff in it. I'm not for sure at what point I'm going to get that out, because I'm just swamped with work. My little publishing company that I started, it's doing fairly well, and it keeps me pretty busy. But I still have time to research and do things like that. But we did have some success this year, I feel like, when we released our Bigfoot film, Bigfoot: The Legend is Real. Even though that film was about 3 or 4 years in the works, getting it all completed, and there's still some things that we didn't get to do because we had wanted to go out and do some more night investigation with a call blaster and things like that. But just when we was about ready to do that's when COVID-19 hit. And they, basically locked us down, didn't want us going out and being with other people and stuff, because they didn't really know what it was going to do and just exactly how bad it was going to be. So that kind of knocked that in the head. That's something we have on the back burner, maybe for another film or a YouTube video, or who knows, maybe even a part 2 to Bigfoot: The Legend is Real. But the film has been, overall, it's been very well received. Quite a few good reviews. I've got a few bad ones. You always got a few people, you couldn't make them happy. I don't care what you did. But I feel like the film is probably one of my best films, if not the best film that I've made as far as a technical standpoint, as far as having better cameras, better camera angles. This year I was able to get actually a good drone that does 4K footage, which really helped in making films. Several other little items I've picked up along the way that will help make the films look more professional, and we want to try to turn out a good product, of course. This year alone, we have also got quite a few Bigfoot reports. There's one report that's local that it has been having ongoing activity for about 2 years, I guess. The person is very reluctant to to go on camera or do an audio interview, but I do have quite a bit of the story and what we think maybe has brought them to the area. There's actually a history. I can go back and look from other sightings that things I heard probably close to 10 years ago about this area where this lady is having this activity, and other people know there's something there, and they tell you, says, well, if you want to see it, you go to that area, or if you want to experience something, you go to that area. So that's something that's also on our plate for 2021 to get into that general area, because it spans a pretty good area, probably about, I'll say, 2 miles. Next to the rivers, next to some old farmland. Parts of it are very difficult to get over into. You actually have to go several miles away from it, cross the river, and then come up to where it's at, which is I don't even know if you can actually get a good sized truck in there. It may have to be something that's on a 4-wheeler or something of that nature. But anyways, that's a story that I've been working on for a while. I have a lot of the details on it, but I actually have one security cam picture. It's not very good. I plan on using it maybe in the future when I actually piece all the story together and give an overview of it. I was hoping this lady would do a interview, or at least an audio interview, but she's very reluctant, because we know in our general area, it's not uncommon to get ridiculed over saying you've seen a Bigfoot or a UFO or whatever, but that's pretty common in the Bigfoot community, in the Bigfoot field. But overall, 2020, even though it was difficult and trying, and there was very hard times, I actually have a friend now who's last I seen from his wife, he's been on a ventilator for probably about 60 days now. She put 56 up, and that's probably been almost a week ago. So I'll say at least 60 days he's been on a ventilator due to COVID. But well, there have been slight improvements over the last several days that they're going to try to actually get him off the ventilator and off the sedation, and us hope and pray that he's okay and he gets to come home and be with his family. He's not much older than I am, but a little older than I am. But with COVID-19, this year has been very difficult. I like to, even though sometimes I don't like to do events, I hate the process of getting ready and getting prepared to go do an event. Once I'm at the event, I really enjoy interacting with fans and the people and stuff like that. This year I didn't get to meet, I got to meet, I think, one person who is also a researcher and who enjoyed our work and what we do, and I got to meet him this year. I think that's probably the only person I met in person who was a fan or wanted to meet me or wanted to talk to us. So I'm used to going to these events. Well, Harlan Hunt Fest for one, which we didn't get to do this year. I've met several people there who knew who I was, who knows about our work, and good conversation. We know about we researched Bigfoot for I've researched Bigfoot for almost 30 years, so they come and ask me questions and show me pictures and tell me their experiences, and I enjoy that. Like I say, this year we didn't get to do any of that. Hopefully in 2021 we'll get to do a few more events. I'm not really big on going live on Facebook and things like that. I may have to start doing that. I'm very reluctant because I'm just a kind of a shy person. Even when I make films and stuff, I'm much more comfortable behind the camera or writing out dialogue or something like that. But I will get on camera. I will do it, but I'm more comfortable behind the camera. I don't know. Just weird, I guess. But I think there's a lot of people that's like that. They're they're a little reluctant to go on camera, and maybe they're more comfortable in another role. In some ways, I'm like that. I'm just shy by nature, so I overcome that a lot of times. I have to do it right on the spot. But what can you do? You know, it's just my personality, I guess. So 2020, like I say, has been difficult. Even we rely on the events a lot of times to help us pay for our websites and equipment and travel expenses and things like that. Because at the events, we sell a few T-shirts, we sell a few DVDs or something like that, and helps us overall. So this year we didn't really get to do that, and I did have to go onto my Facebook Live account and sell some merchandise like autographed books and DVDs and stuff like that. And I got a pretty good response out of it, and I appreciate those people who have supported us. Thanks to YouTube also, they started a membership where YouTube channels can have memberships and offer exclusive content and extra perks and stuff like that. So we did that, and we've had a few people sign up for it. There's like 3 different pricing structures, you know, and I feel like it's pretty good value because you get exclusive content, and we give coupons on merchandise and things like that. This year alone, though, as far as researching, I found a few tracks, and I went out quite a bit, but not as much as I would like to. Just it's been a difficult year, like you say. When COVID-19 and all the lockdowns came, I didn't want to go anywhere much not because I was afraid of the virus, because I don't wear a mask most of the time. I only wear a mask if they really, really make me, and I didn't want the confrontation of going to a Walmart or somewhere like that, and them, you know, getting all hot and bothered because I don't wear a mask. And just to be clear, I didn't get COVID because I wasn't wearing a mask. My wife was actually exposed to COVID-19 from her work, and it brought it home to me. So, but I stayed home during that time, and I was careful not to spread it. I hope to, in 2021, I hope to do more videos, more like the video we just did, the 7 Shoots video that tells a history and a story of maybe a piece of evidence or something in the cryptozoological field that is maybe overlooked or not been treated. I hate to say the word, maybe not treated the way it should be treated. I won't say respected, because sometimes just telling the story the way it actually is and not adding a whole lot to it is the best way to go without injecting a whole lot of opinion in it. We do have, of course, we all have opinions about evidence when it comes out, but most of the evidence that I have seen this year, 2020, was not that great. A lot of fakey like stuff, but that's just goes with the field. We get that all the time. And I don't want to run this video too long, but I just wanted to kind of give you a goodbye 2020, hello 2021. Let's hope it's better. 2020 was really rough. I know of people who tried to commit suicide or wanted to commit suicide due to all the lockdown and depression and stuff. And there's been a few, I can't remember right off, there's a famous athlete, I believe it was an athlete or actor, one that some of his family had killed himself. And a lot of it was due to depression over being locked down. You can't do anything. So that's kind of bad. But overall, 2020 was okay for us. My little company grew quite a bit. Our Bigfoot film has been pretty well received. It's on several streaming services, even on Tubi TV now. Amazon, of course. More places coming, we hope. And my book done okay. I'm in some ways I'm kind of disappointed with my sales of the book, because I feel like it's a very informative book. It's called Understanding Bigfoot: Helpful Information and Answers to Common Questions. I feel like it's very informative, and it's kind of being overlooked. A lot of thought and stuff went in on that. A lot of research went in on that book, and it's got some very helpful information and some angles about some stuff that most people probably have not thought about. But overall, I'm glad we got through 2020, and our immediate family hasn't had tragedy as of yet due to COVID or anything like that. So that's good, and our hearts go out to those who have had. But let's just hope and pray that 2021 is a better year for all of us, that we get our freedom of movement back, and we get our ability to go to the theater or have events. Just like in our area, we lost both of our theaters. Our nearest theater is over an hour away. And like our local ones, even unless it was just a super big movie and you went at the very first showing, most of our theaters were spaced out enough that COVID wouldn't have been an issue anyways, but we've lost those, and there's been a lot of people who lost their businesses and livelihood in 2020, and I hope that 2021 is a better year for all of us, that these people can bounce back, can find success, and find their creativity and their joy of life back. Because I've been on both ends. I've been where I've sustained a good living, had good income, and I've been on the other end of the spectrum where I didn't have almost nothing. I didn't have anything, and it was hard to pay bills, hard to even eat. I've been to that point. So I do feel for those people, and I understand to some degree what they're going through. But let's work together. Let's try to make 2021 a much better year than 2020. And I just wanted to make this video. It's actually run a little longer than what I thought, but I just wanted to do an end of the year recap type thing. A few shout outs to some of our members. Doreen Fisher has been a real good help to us for a long time. Excellent person, excellent writer, very thoughtful and creative person. She thinks of things that are that gives you a different angle and a different perspective on a subject, whatever it may be. She has a pretty good following of people who like her writing. I'm glad to see our friend Jason Morris come back into being active within the group. Jason was kind of on a little hiatus there for a while, but he's always done good work for us, and he is a good researcher, and I'm glad that he has been more productive for us now. Greg Champy, who does most of our narrations on our films, does a lot of artwork for us, does some post as far as the research papers. Excellent researcher, excellent guy. Glad to have him on board. We have several other people that's done good work over the last year for us. And then we have some who are kind of MIA. I hope that in 2021 they find a desire to get back out in the research field and to be part of our group. And I want to thank everybody out there for the support during 2020, for all the YouTube videos you've watched, all the likes, and all the stories that you went to our website and read. If you're not a subscriber to our channel, we really wish you would subscribe and take part in the things that we do. We put a lot of heart and effort in what we do. To me, it's been a personal endeavor that I've been doing for almost 30 years. I've had an interest in weird stuff and Bigfoot and UFOs and all that stuff for close to 30 years now. And so I don't take this field lightly. When I do research or something it's meaningful to me, I'm looking for answers myself, and I share what I find as honestly and openly as I know how. And I want to put good information out and good product out. We don't always do that, of course, as far as technically wise on videos and things like that, because you have to work within your means. I can't afford to pay a big production company to come in and shoot me a 10-minute intro with rockets going off or whatever. So I have to do it on my own, and sometimes the equipment that I have is adequate, but to get the super stuff I have to have something a little better. So hopefully in 2021 we can get to something that's a little better and make every production better, every story more detailed, and be a source of information about the many weird things we have out there in our world. UFOs, which may be off-world, and Bigfoot, which is on-world, and some think maybe off-world too. But I appreciate everybody that's watched and liked and commented and followed us well, some of them have followed us for years, but especially I want to thank everybody for in 2020, because it's a difficult year. Lots of home time, no school, a lot of stress, and a lot of life aggravations, and I understand that because we went through it too. But let's work together. Let's try to make 2021 a much better year than 2020. And this is, like I say, this will be our last video for this year. My crypto world, it was for years, for a long time, a couple of years, I didn't even do these anymore. I just didn't have time. Now I got a little more time because I'm home, I guess. And so in 2021, I plan on doing a few more. But you guys be good. Once again, thanks for the support. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you're interested in exclusive content, please check out the memberships. There's 3 different stages of membership as far as price-wise. Pick the one's best for you. And if you don't want to do that, it's fine. We're still happy to have you on our channel. Thank you guys. You guys have a happy and safe new year, and we'll see you in 2021.